So it's the first day of Chinese New Year, and this is where the market usually is. As you can see, everything is closed. There's no shops. These few days, all businesses are closed, and there's still the occasional firework. I kind of forgot about this. So because the wet market is closed today, we're gonna go to the supermarket. Supermarkets, which are, chains, franchises, whatever, they are open. So you guys will see a Chinese supermarket in the tea region. There's some small differences in the tea region. So you come in, you got the pots, your rice cookers. Favorite thing about supermarkets in the tea region is the tea section. So we have everything from travel sets to napkins to filters, straws, numerous gong dao bays, drainage pumps. Somewhere there's cheap tea tables that I have to find for myself. There. Tea tables, waste buckets. Fantastic. It is still the day after. It's the first day of Chinese New Year, so all the pork is basically out, and they are minimally staffed. I think I see one guy just running around. Chinese supermarket snack sections are unrivaled. This is just standard. Those are all just snacks, from chips to candies to dried fruit to everything. So I just came from my friend's shop. This is the friend who I tried to go to his shop earlier, but it was closed. But I passed by on the way to the gym, and it was open, so I popped in. And we had a few teas that were all kind of later picks and lower quality. Not later picks, we'll call it. And I did pick up the Old Tree Gong Mei. I didn't get to try it, but I just picked it up because it was a decent price. A high price for Gong Mei, but if it really is Old Tree, then the price makes sense-ish. Slightly high price, so hopefully it's good. But one thing I have to say, and this is... I hate when I go to shops and they do too much talking. And, I've mentioned this before that, I don't like when I go to shops and they're, explaining to me why their tea is good. Sorry, it's a little dark. I'd much rather I go to a shop and I just taste the tea. In the town now, have pumpkin. We're gonna pick up a few things. And I wanted to share one of my favorite Chinese New Year's, probably my favorite Chinese New Year's story. I was living in Huangshan. This is my last year in Huangshan, so 2021. And I was living in Lingxi. And Lingxi was this little village outside of town. I was living in an old home, and I was surrounded by other old homes. And the people in that village were mostly elderly. They'd born there, grown up there. Kids had moved out, but they were, from there. They were locals. And they were, for the most part, polite to me, even though one guy in particular was real fucking rude. But definitely they were a little about this new foreigner living in their village. Mostly polite, but also some glances, and also very quick to complain. I'm walking back from the main street. I just bought some meat from the butcher, and I had pumpkin with me, as I do now. And as I'm walking back, about a street or two over from my house, and my neighbor, who I'd never really talked to before, she leans her head out her window, second floor window, and she's like, "Hey, Happy New Year." And I was like, "Oh, Happy New Year." And she was like, "Are you alone on New Year's?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." And she goes, come have dinner with us right now." And I was like, "No, thank you very much, but I have the dog and I just bought food." And she's like, "No, I insist." And she comes down and she goes, tie your dog up outside. She would not take no for an answer. And we did. And I tied Pumpkin up outside in her little yard, and I went in and had dinner with her husband and her daughter. And it was a very nice dinner. It was just very sweet, and it was very sweet, and I always remember that. And the fact that even when I said no, she honestly insisted. She would not take no for an answer. So we're at this main street, and it is very busy. Everyone is out. Kids don't have school. People are in from out of town. Pumpkin's being a good girl. The market is kind of half open. There's some people here, but not a lot. A lot of it's still dark. And it looks like everyone who sells pork is not here. The fish people are here, the snacks people are here, but no pork.